if we think about intelligence, right? Like what is intelligence? As I define it from an operational perspective, it's rate of learning, right? So somebody who learns really slowly is less intelligent. Somebody who learns really quickly is more intelligent. But that means that intelligence is just a rate. It's a measurement of how quickly you change your behavior in the same condition. And so if you continue to listen to podcasts and you wake up in the same exact conditions every day and your behavior does not change, it means you learned nothing, which means you are not as smart as you think you are. But it also means that you can influence and have a direct influence on your intelligence by increasing or decreasing the time it takes you to actually act on the knowledge you have when the same condition presents itself. And so for me, that's incredibly empowering because it's like I can be smarter by simply hearing what this person says, getting the same condition, and then immediately changing my behavior. Wow, that's cool. And so that then, like from the fingers perspective, it's like, okay, all 10 fingers are on me of how I can influence my own surroundings and do the things that I want to do. So to circle back to the original question, I think, which I probably dovetailed a little bit, was, can you repeat it one more time?
How do you operationalize things? What does that mean?
So, okay. So it's breaking down, what does this word mean from a behavior perspective? So it's really hard. Like, I think the reason that so many people are confused and they have a hard time remembering things and understanding complex topics is because they have lots of words in their heads that they have not defined. I really mean, like, I truly believe that, which is why every book that I have begins with a definition of terms. Just like, this is what an offer is. This is what a lead is, right? These are what this means, right? And until you have that, you're basically making face noise, right? Like if I say leads and you perceive that as something different, then we can't actually have a conversation because we're not talking about the same thing. And so a lot of people have a lot of words that they've heard other people say that they nod along to. And some people are like, makes sense? And they say, yes. But when someone says, does that make sense? We have been trained as humans to nod and say yes. It doesn't mean it makes sense. It means that when we have that cue, that's the behavior we do, right? Because we know that we get punished when we say no, because then it becomes, oh, this big thing. And then, you dovetail into all these other conversations and you get punished for it, right? And so you learn what's reinforced. And most people say, makes sense. And then you say, which means nod your head when I say this. And you're like, I nod my head. Great. And then you move on. And so I think that's why a lot of people don't learn, because they actually don't know what the words mean. And so to operationalize something, it is simply going back down to, when I say I'm confident, what does that mean? It's not a feeling. It's not what other people say about you. Like, none of that is measurable. Like, how much, like, what is measurable? It's a percentage of likelihood that what I say will happen, period. That's what it is. Now, what you'll also find is that there are a lot of words that mean the same thing. And that doesn't mean that the concept wrong. It's just the fact that English or whatever language you learn usually has a melting pot of like, well, this is the version of the Nordic word, and this is the version of the Hindi word, and this is the version of the French word. And they're all in the lexicon, but most of them more or less mean the same thing. And so getting away from words meaning what the dictionary tells us it means, and just say, what does it mean to me in terms of what I can do with it? Then I think makes navigating life a lot simpler, because the only thing we can control is our behavior. And so if we define the words in terms of what we do about it, then these all become things that we can control.
Look at your bank account. Now look at mine. Now look at your bank account. Now back to mine. Sadly, it doesn't look like mine, but it could if you joined Skool. Come with me. Where are you? You're at a party, but not just any party, your party, and you get to decide who's invited. You can come in, my dear. You cannot. Give me your money. And because it's your party, it can be free or it can be paid. It's up to you. And you're talking about whatever you want to talk about because it's your party. Learning and having fun. But don't believe me, look at these numbers. This is the real leaderboard from last month. And sure, I could talk about Bill, who's making $62,000 a month, helping people bookkeep better. Or Jamie, helping women invest, making $41,000 a month. But what about the average school community? Well, the average paid community makes $1,360 per month. How about them apples? What's that? The ticket to the thing that you've always wanted to go to. My headquarters here in Vegas. Become one of the top 10 communities and you can fly out. Look, over there. The ticket is now a torch. No, it's an engagement ring to the business of your dreams so that you can marry it forever. Because 1 out of 2 businesses on Skool create money online. Anything is possible on Skool. Click the link to start for free.